Okay, so today I'm gonna be tying another bass fly because that's what I fish for. I don't know where I put it. Well, this fly, it's really effective. I have caught a ton of bass on this fly, and I actually saw it somewhere else on YouTube, but I don't remember the video or anything. So I thought I'd tie it in my video too. So So this fly I have caught very many bass on. It's a minnow. It looks like a minnow when it goes in the water. So what I do is, um, you start it out, of course. You'll start at the top, go to the bottom, just like always. Da da da. Jake, brother won't stop talking. So all you need are four things: the thread, the hook, and two colors of marabou, maybe even one if you want. So what you do is you want to find a nice piece of marabou like this, probably longer than that, but you know. I can't find. Okay, I'm just gonna make it a whitetail since I have a lot of white marabou. So you want to find where the marabou gets thick at the end. See how it see the little line in the middle? You want to grab it and tie it down right where it starts to, where that line starts, and just tie it in right there. And I like to just fold it back and tie it again, just because it tightens it down. And this is the, it's a very easy fly because all you have to do is, now what you do from here is you just start wrapping the marabou around to the front, and you just pull back as you wrap. As you wrap it, you just pull it back. Okay, so all that you do is you just pull them back and wrap one in front of the other wrap, just like you did on that worm fly. If you saw that video, and just keep going up forward. And these can be pretty messy flies. They don't have to be nice and pretty, because once they're finished, it all looks nice and good. So that's pretty much how you do that. This is going to be like the tail section. So I'm just going to pull all that back. Sometimes it's easier to blow it. I find it easier to blow it sometimes, but okay, so once I've got that down, I'm gonna definitely not long enough to be one tail. So I'm gonna pull out another one and tie in a second one, which usually I have to do this anyways, which I do. So I'm gonna start tying this one in. Tie it down, fold it back, tie it in. Okay, take your thread up like always, and then just start spinning it down. Just make sure that as you're doing it, you're pulling it back, because it will mess up the fly if you're not. Because you'll see in the end. I can wet it for you if you want. I can wet it for you. I'll wet it in the video. But as you're doing it, you just wrap it all back and do one wrap in front of the other. So there is the tail of the minnow. I'm pretty sure I'm going to call that enough. Huh? Yeah, that's gotta be enough. Okay, so now what you're gonna do, all you have to do is you just pick out a different color to be the top. Okay, so now all you're gonna do is the exact same thing you did on the first one, and just wind it up to the front. I mean the tail. And just wind it all the way up to the front. Try not to get any of the tail in there, but it's okay if you do. So I'm just gonna wind it up to the front. Just do steady, even winds while pulling the marabou back. I've caught a lot of bass on this fly. A lot of bass. Very effective fly. So I ran, of course, like on the tail, ran out of marabou. So all you're gonna want to do is pull out another one and keep going until you get to the front. Once you get to the front of the fly, all you're gonna want to do is I'm gonna put flash in it, which I'm almost to the front already, if you can't tell. Once I get to the front, I'm gonna put in some of that Flashaboo that I have. Looks really good on the fly. And just make sure it's not too, I like to keep it neat because I'm kind of weird like that, but it doesn't have to be a very neat fly, not at all, but I just keep it neat. Then once you got that tied down, snip it. And I'm just going to clean up the head a little bit. And if you want to, you could customize it up, which I'm about to, but a lot of times you could just leave it like this and it'll catch fish. And so I'm gonna go ahead and add in some Flashaboo. I'm gonna add in some gills, which will be just a few little red pearl flash. Just fold it up a good bit. And just tie it in. And then you want to cut it to a little bit in front of the hook eye. Once you've done that, I'm going to go ahead and add some Flashaboo, one of my favorite materials. Like, if you can tell, I use a lot of it. I'm going to add 3 strips to each side. So I'm going to fold it in half and tie in 3 strips on this side. Actually, I'm going to do it on the top and tie it in just like you would with anything straight. and just tie that in like you would normally with anything. And now what I'm gonna do is you fold it back, you fold it back, and then you tie it in like that. See how it makes the back nice and neat. And then I'm just gonna measure it out, cut it a little bit behind there, behind the tail, and it's pretty much done. But I'm gonna add some eyes to it. Where are my eyes? Some chain eyes, some bead chain eyes to the top. Just some figure 8 wraps and stuff like that. Then you're just gonna whip finish it in. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.